The Jungle by Upton Sinclair. The Jungle is a novel that exposes the harsh conditions and exploited lives of immigrants in the United States in the early 20th century. The story follows Jurgis Rudkus, a Lithuanian immigrant who comes to America with his family in search of a better life. Instead, they encounter brutal working conditions, corruption, and poverty in the meatpacking industry of Chicago. The novel's vivid depiction of the exploitation and suffering endured by workers led to public outrage and significant reforms in food safety regulations. The Jungle explores themes of capitalism, the American dream, and social injustice. Let's deep dive into the book. Arrival in America. Jurgis Rudkus, his fiancée Ona, and their extended family arrive in Chicago from Lithuania with dreams of prosperity. They are optimistic and full of hope, eager to embrace the opportunities promised by the American dream. However, their initial excitement is soon tempered by the harsh realities of immigrant life in America. They settle in the Packingtown district, where most of the city's meatpacking plants are located. This section sets the stage for their struggles and highlights themes of hope, immigration, and the pursuit of a better life. Working in the packing plants. Jurgis quickly finds work in the meatpacking plants, but he is shocked by the appalling working conditions. The workers endure long hours, dangerous tasks, and unsanitary environments for meager wages. Sinclair's detailed descriptions of the industry's practices reveal the exploitation and dehumanization of the labor force. As Jurgis and his family members take on various jobs, they encounter corruption, injury, and illness. This part of the novel emphasizes the themes of labor exploitation, industrial corruption, and the human cost of capitalism. The family struggles. As the family struggles to make ends meet, they face numerous hardships, including financial instability, health problems, and exploitation by unscrupulous landlords and bosses. Ona is forced into a compromising situation by her boss, leading to further distress and humiliation. Jurgis's optimism is gradually eroded by the relentless adversity they face. The family's deteriorating situation highlights the systemic nature of their suffering and underscores themes of poverty, despair, and the failure of the American dream. Jurgis's descent. After a series of personal tragedies, including the death of Ona and their newborn child, Jurgis descends into a cycle of despair and criminal activity. He turns to drinking and becomes involved in various illegal schemes to survive. Jurgis's fall from hope to hopelessness mirrors the broader disillusionment with the American dream experienced by many immigrants. His descent illustrates themes of desperation, corruption, and the impact of systemic injustice on individuals. A glimmer of hope. Jurgis's life takes a turn when he accidentally attends a socialist rally. Inspired by the speaker's words, he becomes involved in the socialist movement, finding a new sense of purpose and community. The novel shifts focus to the potential for social and political change through collective action. Jurgis's transformation from a disillusioned worker to a committed socialist reflects themes of empowerment, solidarity, and the fight for justice. The socialist solution. Through Jurgis's involvement in the socialist movement, Sinclair advocates for socialism as a solution to the problems faced by workers. The novel explores the ideas of workers' rights, economic equality, and the need for systemic change. Jurgis's renewed hope and activism highlight the potential for societal transformation through political engagement. The theme of socialism as a remedy for capitalist exploitation is central to the novel's message. Public outcry and reform. The publication of The Jungle leads to widespread public outcry over the conditions in the meatpacking industry. The novel's impact on readers and subsequent political pressure result in significant reforms, including the Pure Food and Drug Act and the Meat Inspection Act. Sinclair's work demonstrates the power of literature to effect social change and brings attention to the importance of consumer protection and workers' rights. The theme of literature as a catalyst for reform underscores the novel's historical significance. The reality of the American dream. Throughout The Jungle, Sinclair critiques the notion of the American dream, portraying it as an illusion for many immigrants. The harsh realities faced by Jurgis and his family reveal the gap between the idealized vision of America and the actual experiences of those seeking a better life. The novel explores the disillusionment with the American dream and the structural barriers that prevent its attainment. This theme highlights the need for systemic change to address social and economic inequalities. Legacy and reflection. The Jungle concludes with Jurgis's continued involvement in the socialist movement, symbolizing a commitment to fighting for a better future. The novel's legacy lies in its unflinching portrayal of industrial exploitation and its role in sparking significant social reforms. Sinclair's work remains a powerful commentary on the struggles of the working class and the need for continued advocacy for social justice. The themes of perseverance, activism, and the enduring fight for a just society resonate throughout the novel's conclusion. Let's meet together the main characters of the book. Jurgis Rudkus is the protagonist of The Jungle, a Lithuanian immigrant who comes to America seeking a better life. Strong and optimistic at the start, Jurgis is gradually worn down by the brutal working conditions, corruption, and personal tragedies he faces. His journey from hope to despair and eventual involvement in the socialist movement highlights the novel's themes of exploitation, disillusionment, and the search for justice. Jurgis's character embodies the struggles of many immigrants and the harsh realities of the American dream. Ona Lukoshaite is Jurgis's young wife, whose experiences reflect the exploitation and vulnerability of women in the industrial workforce. She suffers immensely, both physically and emotionally, due to the pressures of work and the abuse she faces from her superiors. Ona's tragic fate underscores the novel's themes of social injustice and the impact of systemic exploitation on families. Her character evokes sympathy and highlights the need for protective labor laws. Elżbieta Lukosite, Ona's stepmother, is a resilient and practical woman who helps hold the family together despite their hardships. She represents the strength and endurance of women in the face of adversity. Elżbieta's character emphasizes themes of family, survival, and the sacrifices made to support loved ones. Her role in the novel highlights the collective struggle of immigrant families and the importance of solidarity. Maria Berczynskas is Ona's cousin and a strong-willed, independent woman who initially finds work in the meatpacking industry. Despite her determination, Maria eventually succumbs to the pressures and exploitation of her environment, turning to prostitution to survive. Her character illustrates the devastating impact of industrial exploitation on individuals and the lengths to which people must go to survive. Maria's story underscores themes of desperation, resilience, and the consequences of systemic injustice. Phil Connor is a corrupt and abusive foreman in the meatpacking industry who exploits his position to take advantage of female workers, including Ona. His character embodies the corruption and moral degradation within the industrial system. Connor's actions have a significant impact on Jurgis and his family, driving much of the novel's conflict. He represents the unchecked power and exploitation that workers face, highlighting the need for systemic reform. Mike Scully is a powerful political boss in Chicago who manipulates the city's political and economic systems for his gain. He exemplifies the corruption and cronyism prevalent in the political landscape of the time. Scully's interactions with Jurgis illustrate the entanglement of politics and business and the challenges of achieving social justice. His character emphasizes the novel's themes of political corruption and the need for ethical leadership. Jack Duane is a seasoned criminal who befriends Jurgis during his time in prison. Duane introduces Jurgis to a life of crime and corruption, highlighting the darker aspects of survival in a corrupt society. His character serves as a contrast to Jurgis's initial idealism and further illustrates the moral compromises individuals must make in desperate situations. Duane's influence on Jurgis underscores themes of desperation, corruption, and the impact of societal failure on individual morality. Let's explore together the main themes and concepts of the book. Capitalism and exploitation. The Jungle delves deeply into the theme of capitalism and exploitation. Sinclair portrays the meatpacking industry as a brutal and dehumanizing system that prioritizes profit over human welfare. Workers are subjected to grueling conditions, inadequate pay, and little regard for their safety or well-being. The novel critiques the capitalist system for its inherent exploitation of labor and its role in perpetuating social and economic inequalities. This theme underscores the need for systemic change to protect workers' rights and ensure fair treatment. The American Dream and Disillusionment. The theme of the American dream and disillusionment is central to The Jungle. Jurgis and his family arrive in America with high hopes for a better life, only to find themselves trapped in a cycle of poverty and exploitation. The novel exposes the harsh realities faced by many immigrants and critiques the notion that hard work alone can lead to success. Sinclair's portrayal of the shattered American dream highlights the structural barriers and injustices that prevent its attainment for many people. Social injustice and reform. Social injustice and the need for reform are key themes in The Jungle. The novel sheds light on the systemic issues affecting workers, including corruption, exploitation, and inadequate labor protections. Through Jurgis's journey and the broader social movement depicted in the novel, Sinclair advocates for political and social change. The theme emphasizes the importance of collective action and the role of government in addressing social injustices and protecting the vulnerable. Survival and desperation. The theme of survival and desperation runs throughout the novel, as Jurgis and his family struggle to make ends meet in the face of relentless adversity. The brutal working conditions, financial instability, and personal tragedies they endure illustrate the lengths to which individuals must go to survive. Sinclair's depiction of their desperate circumstances highlights the human cost of industrial exploitation and the need for a more humane and equitable society. Solidarity and collective action. Solidarity and collective action are central themes in the latter part of The Jungle. Jurgis's involvement in the socialist movement represents a shift from individual struggle to collective empowerment. The novel emphasizes the potential for workers to achieve meaningful change through solidarity and political engagement. This theme underscores the importance of community, mutual support, and organized efforts in challenging systemic injustices and advocating for workers' rights. Let's talk about the author. Upton Sinclair was an American writer born in 1878, known for his works that exposed social injustices and advocated for political reform. His most famous novel, The Jungle, published in 1906, brought to light the appalling conditions in the American meatpacking industry and contributed to significant regulatory changes. Sinclair's writing is characterized by its investigative rigor and commitment to social justice. He authored numerous books, plays, and articles throughout his career, focusing on issues such as labor rights, economic inequality, and political corruption. Sinclair's legacy as a muckraker and social reformer continues to influence literature and activism. Sincere thanks for watching. If you found this summary helpful, consider taking a moment to hit the subscribe button, like or share the video. If you have any feedbacks or book requests, make sure to leave a comment. Regardless, I wish you a great day.